Hi, welcome to the Big Bear Homestead, and today is episode number 16 in our home maintenance series. So today, we're going to change out a doorknob and a deadbolt. Okay, well, it was time for us to change out our old doorknob here. It started just messing up. Sometimes it would turn, sometimes it wouldn't. And we never really got a key for this deadbolt. So we went to the old Home Depot and picked us up a new combo where it was the doorknob and deadbolt. So we're going to change this out, and we're also going to show you some extra steps that you could take to help secure your door even more. Okay, so let's get into this. But the first thing that you have to do is you have to remove your doorknob. You got to take it apart. So I'm taking my little impact right here, and there's two screws on the back side of the door, and we just take them out. Okay, once you got these two screws out, then all you do is just pull it apart. Okay? And then I would just set it off to the side because it's a trashed doorknob now, so it needs to go in the metal recycling pile. Okay? Then you have these two screws that connect, that hold the inner workings of the door in there that you have to remove. Alright, so once you got the screws out, you just pull this out, and now you're done. Okay, now we got to remove the deadbolt. Same thing. There's two screws on the back side here that we'll take out. And then the deadbolt pulls apart just like your doorknob. Okay, now, just like your doorknob, you have two screws on this side that you need to remove. Alright, so when you get all that stuff pulled out, your door should look something like this. Just two big honking holes. And then you get your new doorknob and deadbolt and pull them out of the package. Now, we bought this Kiwi set. And the reason why we purchased this one, and we got it at the Home Depot, and it was like 45, 50 bucks. It's supposed to have advanced protections for when people start kicking your doorknob. It's supposed to have advanced for that. It's professional grade security with a deadbolt, and it has a specific rekeying option that you can rekey yourself with a special tool that you have in the box. And then it can only be done from the back side. So we're going to go ahead and install this. So we just take it out of the box. Boop. And it should come just like that. Okay? You got your doorknob, deadbolt, your keys, and all your mechanics. Alright, so let's get this open. Alright, so let's put the deadbolt in first. Okay, now you got your key side and your lock side. You don't put this part on the outside of the door. I'm gonna stop. Okay. And then we gotta get the deadbolt part. Which is this part. The part with the bolt. Hold that for me, will you? Okay, now in here, in your little packet, you have, for some reason, instructions. We don't need those. We're men. You got your kick plate or your frame holder. Like such. Boom. Trash. Your screws. Now see, I already like this company big time because they automatically put in the long screws for your door frame, which is really nice. Okay, so before you put your deadbolt in the door, it does have to go a specific way. You can't put it either way. And we're going to zoom in here in a minute, and you'll see that they have engraved the word up on your deadbolt. So what that means is this side points up towards the top of the door. So we're going to go ahead and place this in the door, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so you slide this in the door with up, and then they give you two little screws, and you go ahead and put them in the old screw holes from the other door. Now, one of the main reasons why you use the smaller screws in here is because if you use long screws in here, it would interfere with your locking mechanism because you have a very small space right here. So I'm going to switch and just put these puppies in by hand instead of trying to use that impact. Okay, so now you take your deadbolt itself. You have a shaft right here that's it'll match the hole that's right here. Now you got to spin it to where it matches. I mean, remember when we were babies and we put the star peg in the star hole and the round peg in the round hole? Okay. That's how you match it up. Okay, and you just slide it through there. Whoop. Get everything to marry up just nice and such. It does help if you've got the deadbolt itself turned correctly. You want to make sure your name is up. Get it to fit in there. Match up like such. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing on the back side. Now you do have to kind of do this blind. Kind of feel your way to make sure it hits where it needs to hit. But they usually line up relatively easy. Now I always start everything with a hand screwdriver first, just so that way I don't strip anything. Make sure I got everything in place where it needs to be. Okay, and as you see, it works properly. Okay, so now let's move on to the door, and then we'll move to the door frame. Yeah, same way with the door frame. I mean, as you were, the doorknob. You got to keep this off to the side. This is the special tool and the instructions on how to use to be able to rekey the door. Put that off to the side. For the door frame. Don't need no instructions. We're men. And the screws for the door. Okay? Same thing with this one. Okay? Now, there is a certain way that you have to put this in order for this to work. Okay? I'm trying to remember which way it was. See, when you get confused like me, the best thing to do is to come up to your old door jamb, match it up, and say, okay. Now, so you see this little, do you mind, sir? Give it here, give it here, give it here, give it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you see this, there's this little rod right here, okay? And we'll come in and get close on it in a minute. And then you just have your flat, your angled surface right here. If you put this angled surface facing in like this, watch what happens. The door will just open up. See, that bar right there is what holds it. Okay? So when you're putting this in your door, you have to put it to where that bar is facing inside. Okay? So we're going to get this in and get it screwed in and throw this hamburger a couple more times, and we'll be right back. Let go. Thank you. Okay, and with the doorknob, it's the same thing. You just match up everything. Should slide right in there like that. And then your back piece, you match it up. Slides on, and then you just put your two screws in. And then once you get them to marry up, you just tighten it up. And that's what we're going to do here. And then we're going to move to the door frame. All right, the door frame, believe it or not, is the easiest part. Just take off your old hardware. And replace it with the new stuff. I'm going to still use my big deck screws to go in there. Now, the reason being is that I'm using these big honking deck screws is because this is normally just a 2x4. And then you just put those tiny little screws in there. The bad guy gets to kicking, he'll kick this trim off and it'll crack. The little screws will come right out of the 2x4. They don't have a lot of, they haven't been able to bite on a lot of the meat of the 2x4. So we use these long screws, that way we really get a good chunk of that 2x4. And so we'll place that in there like such. And just screw your stuff back in. We'll get all this set up and we'll come back and we'll show you that the door works. All right, so we got our new stuff, our new hardware put on our door with our long deck screws that we use. We've got our doorknob in, turning. We got our deadbolt in, turning. Now let's see if it works. So it holds. Now, Deadbolt works, as you can see. Boop, boop. Now, let's check our keys. Keys work. Keys work. That key works. That key works. And that key works. Give me my key back. So, there you go. That's how you replace a deadbolt and a doorknob with a little bit of added extra security. Okay, well that does it. We got our hardware on the door, our doorknob in, our deadbolt in. We've tested the keys. So that's how you do it. Easy peasy. Well, thanks for coming by today. I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope it helped you out. You got something to say? You want to say something? You want to say something? No? Well, I think what Apollo was trying to say was, thanks for coming by the Big Bear Homestead, and like always, have a nice day. Well, thanks for coming by the Big Bear. And your Apollo. What, did I just say your name? Did I just say your name, sir? Alright, cut, because we're going to have to cut this open.